In the vast seas of Blox fruits, a noob met a pro. But unlike the others, this one was different. He didn't mock, he didn't laugh. He helped. They trained together, until one day, the pro said, "I must go to the third sea." And with that, he was gone. But the third sea was not kind. There, strength means everything. Months pass, and he finally meets his match. He was overpowered and robbed of all he had, until the sky split open, fire rained down, and a dragon descended. With one strike, the enemy fled. The pro was spared, but the dragon vanished into the sky. And still, the question haunts him. Who is the dragon? The pro walked alone across the shore, his mind racing. Who was that dragon? A savior, or something darker? Whispers spread across the seas. A dragon had appeared in the first sea, saving some, terrifying others. Other pros have brought up its sighting, yet its true purpose remained unknown. Every step felt heavier than the last one, as if he was being watched. The air grew heavier, as if fate itself was closing in. Then came the storm. Lightning tore the skies open. From above, the beast descended, its eyes burning with otherworldly fire. It circled him, not as enemy, not as friend, but as both. And then, it spoke with a familiar voice. The dragon was his old student, all along. The kingdom shivered under the king's icy rule, its people too afraid to speak. But that night, a lone warrior set sail to his castle. There he was, every step echoing through the frozen halls. The king's crown glinted like steel, eyes sharp and unreadable, locking on to the intruder. The people deserve fairness. Your rule ends today. You dare demand equality? His voice cut like ice, each word reverberating through the hall. The warrior didn't flinch. Then, without warning, the king struck, ice surging from his hands in a blinding arc. The warrior's eyes widened as the frozen halls echoed with the clash, the outcome uncertain, leaving only the tension of what would happen next. In the uncharted depths of Blox fruits, two friends set sail, chasing adventure across the seas. Nothing could break their bond, until one day they discovered something rare, a fruit filled with power. At first, it was a moment of joy, but the closer the bond, the deeper the betrayal cuts. You don't deserve that power. The fruit was tempting to ignore. Weakness has no place here, and neither do you. I only kept you close to learn your limits. What are you doing? And in that moment, the trust began to crumble. Every story begins with trust, but not every story ends with it. Across the seas of Blox fruits, two beasts rose to power. The leopard, swift, cunning, and feared. The yeti, on the other hand, brutal, relentless, and unstoppable. For years, their rivalry grew in silence. Sailors whispered their names, warriors dreamed of their power. In the heart of the jungle, the leopard rules, fast as the wind striking before his prey can breathe. High in the frozen wastes, the yeti reigns, strength unmatched, a monster born of ice and fury. But legends cannot remain apart forever. A secret messenger gave them the word about a duel, one that could change the seas forever. Claws against ice, speed against power, a throne that only one can claim. Which side are you taking?
With a new 40 Glock, fuck on your bitch, make that hoe want a milli rock. I'm with my boys and no, we do not milli rock. Funny money, no.
In the vast seas of Blox fruits, two noobs crossed paths. They become friends at first sight, never leaving each other's side. They laughed, they trained, they dreamed, never realizing that they were complete opposites the entire time. One was a Marine, sworn to justice, the other, a pirate, searching for the Blox piece. When the truth was revealed, the bond they built shattered in an instant. They parted ways, never seeing each other again for ages. Years passed. The Marine climbed the ranks. His name carried honor and fear. The pirate vanished into the shadows, but in silence, he sharpened his power, forged by rage and betrayal. But the seas never forget anything, and just when the Marine thought the past was buried, the pirate returned, stronger, smarter, and thirsty for revenge. In the frozen north of Blox Fruits, a battle-hardened tiger became mentor to a young Yeti, teaching him discipline, control, and restraint. The Yeti grew fast, too fast, stronger than any student before him. But beneath that power, the tiger sensed something else. Not hunger, not ambition, evil. Years passed. They parted ways. The tiger chose peace, while the Yeti vanished into legend, reborn as a warlord of the sea. But then mysterious killings began. Infamous pirates, erased. No witnesses, no mercy, just death. The tiger, being as clever as he is, determines that the mastermind behind all of this is none other than his old student, the Yeti. He travels to the Yeti's laboratory, entombed in the cold embrace of endless snow. The tiger bursts through the entrance, shattering the silence as frost and shadow spill into the room. He slows, scanning the lab, senses sharpened, every breath heavy, as the cold presses closer than it should. What he doesn't see is the cold moving behind him, circling patiently, learning his rhythm. Maybe I should go back. Going somewhere. In the vast seas of Blox Fruits, two brothers rose together, chasing a dream bigger than the ocean itself. They faced storms that sank entire fleets, defeated enemies that others feared to name, and stood victorious time and time again. They didn't fear the sea because they had each other. One dream, one promise to find the Blox piece and rise as pirate kings. But not every pirate sails for dreams. Some sail to destroy them. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Wait, that voice, it's familiar. I thought you were gone. He had just ran into an old crew member. His name was kept hidden as he wanted to stay anonymous. Gone? No, I just chose a different path. I've been watching you both, and I know how your bond will eventually shatter. What are you talking about? Your brother plans to take the Blox piece for himself. When the time comes, you won't even see it coming. He didn't want to believe it, but what if it was true? With no truth left to trust, he had no choice but to strike. How long were you going to hide it? Hide what? What are you talking about? One believes he's been betrayed. The other doesn't even know why. And the truth will be revealed in blood.